Hey, 4 miles on 3. 1. Hey, 4 miles on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Tonight, our Division II travels bring us to Fairfield, Alabama, home of the Miles Golden Bears. So the Bears are coming off a tough loss against conference rival Albany State. They now enter tonight's game 1-3. Meanwhile, the Benedict Tigers, for the second week in a row, lost the close one, losing on the final kick with just 3 seconds left to Fort Valley State. Can the Tigers come back? The Tigers, the Golden Bears, the Division II game of the week, coming up next. Miles Golden Bears are 1-3. Can home cooking do the trick? We'll find out. Welcome to Albert J. Sloan-Alumni Stadium in Fairfield, Alabama, as the NCAA is proud to present the NCAA Division II Game of the Week. The Benedict College Tigers taking on the Miles College Golden Bears. And welcome to the booth, everyone. Ron Pitts, along with my partner, Mr. Heisman, Eric Crouch, and Rashawn Ali is down on the sideline. Okay, Eric, let's talk about the Benedict Tigers. 2-2. They're looking to get over that hump, get momentum into the season. They're going to put a lot on their star quarterback, a guy that they say is very underrated, Cameron Stover.
Well, it's all about the senior leader, Cameron Stover, at the quarterback position. Why is he the leader? It's because he makes great decisions. Now, anytime you have a quarterback that makes really good decisions, that opens up the playbook for the offensive coordinator. He's able to run to the outside and throw the football. He's able to keep him in the pocket. One of the things that opposing coach Ruffin said that when talking about Stover, get yourself ready, because he can get away from action and keep plays extended.
Meanwhile, for Miles, they're going to rely on this guy, Jonathan Clark, averaging 6.6 yards a carry.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Jonathan Clark is going to get his touches today. 5'8", 170 pounds. It's not about his size. It's about his production. He's the leading rusher in the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference with 394 yards in 4 games. Now, definitely he's going to see the football today.
Should be a lot of firepower on both sides. The Division II Game of the Week, the Tigers taking on the Golden Bears. Kickoff coming up next.
It's a Mountain West matchup for California State bragging rights. Don't miss San Diego State at Fresno State tomorrow at 10, only on CBS Sports Network.
You block down first. Pump down, ready? 1, 2, 1.
Let me out, coach. 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 1, 2, 3.
Reggie Ruffin has his team ready to roll here in Fairfield, Alabama. We're just about set for kickoff. The Benedict Tigers taking on the Miles College Golden Bears. And the third member of our crew standing by down the sideline, Rashawn Ali.
Hey, how you doing, Ron? I am with the Purple Marching Machine, this 200-member band. And let me tell you, the great thing about Division II and HBCU football is the pageantry that surrounds this game. And let me tell you about these guys. This band needs your votes to make it to the Honda Battle of the Bands. We're going to have more information on that coming up a little later on. Can I get y'all to make some noise for me? Come on now. Hey! All right. Back to you, Ron.
Rashawn, don't have too much fun down there now. Boy, that's going to be exciting hearing from them all night long, and we're set for kickoff here. Ron Pitts, along with Rashawn Ali, just heard from her, and Eric Crouch here in the booth. We're set to go. Eric, our keys.
You bet. I mean, Benedict College right here, limit the mental errors. They were getting beat deep previous games, and that's one thing that they just have to alleviate. Miles College, on the other hand, do your job. That's been the mantra around here. Make sure that you're out there not trying to do other people's job, but do your own.
Miles won the toss, but they deferred. They'll go on defense first. Jason Costi will kick it away. A very short kick, fair catch called for at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Tigers will take over. Zachary Brisbane did the smart thing. And so a first look at the quarterback, Cameron Stover, a guy who's really, a lot of people say underrated, senior coming out of Flint, Michigan. And not too many people know a lot about this young man.
Yeah, but he's efficient, and I think that's what this team likes about him. It doesn't really matter who else knows about him, but his teammates and the teams that he's playing. So, he's a player that's going to go out and make plays with his arms, but he's so smart, and that's what the coaches enjoy having him around this team for.
They'll go with the 3 wide out look. Myers in the backfield. The rollout pressure and a hit and a completion. First throw, first catch.
And that's one thing right there. That is hard to do as a quarterback. You're running to your left, get your shoulder all the way pointed to your target. When you're on the run, your target's on the run, and then to make an accurate throw. Pretty darn good first play.
That's good for 7 yards as we look at the Tigers lineup.
Right here, offense, they're going to throw the football, but Kendaris Brown is going to be the guy that they throw it to the most. In 4 games, he leads the team with 22 catches for 200 yards.
Empty backfield set, expect a quick throw. A pickup of 8. Boy, look at the speed from the Golden Bears defense. That one falls incomplete. Flip it over to the Golden Bears defense, coming this game 1-3, but they're expecting a lot of hustle from this unit.
Absolutely. That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to come out here and play the pass, but also be ready for the run, because this team does want to try to get balanced. But defensive number 44, Roderick Holloman, he's going to be that will linebacker on the outside that's going to be caught in that pass-run situation today, so he's got to have a great day for this defense.
First third down of the night. Throw inside, it's complete, and a first down for the Tigers.
Well, you have to be impressed right there with the way that Cameron Stover delivered that football. It came off his hand quick and accurate, right where the receiver needed to get that ball.
That's Jeremy Glinton. He picks up 13 and a first down. Ball resting at midfield for Stover. So already Stover, he's got a little pressure, but very accurate on the throws. Downhill, try the run, not much is there. The Tigers suffered their 2nd straight loss on a final kick. That was against Fort Valley State. They beat the Tigers at home 33-30 with a 40-yarder with just 2 seconds left. That's kind of been their mantra this season. The close ones are getting away.
Well, they get started fast. That's one thing. Close games, get started fast and get out on top and get that confidence going early.
The half roll, and he'll go down on the sack. Brayshawn Jones, who leads the team in sacks now with 4. Redshirt junior out of Montgomery, a loss of 11.
Yeah, Ron, this is one of those plays right here as a quarterback. We talked about his smart decisions, but he had a receiver open. He kind of double clutched it. Get rid of it. Don't take that sack. Don't take the change in so much field position right there, because right now there was an opportunity. They were in their own territory, and now they're out.
This is a 3rd and 21, as you see Jones's numbers there. Looking screen, doesn't develop, then he throws it away. Smart move.
Right, yeah, he should have done that the last time. I think they would have been in a better position than what they were right there as far as their play calling, but looks like they were really trying to establish another screen, kind of come right back to it. Good defensive play right there. Staying home as a defensive end, linebackers making all the right reads.
Skylar Smith stayed home, sniffed out the screen, and forced the throwaway. So Torrey Mims on the punt. You can see the average. He'll be punting deep to Antonio Pitts, the team's 2nd leading receiver. Pitts standing at the 25-yard line. The pressure comes, he gets it off. Nice kick in spite of the pressure. First he waved for the fair catch, and the kicker went down, and so does a flag. This will be our first call tonight from referee Anthony Johnson.
Running into the kicker. Defense 22, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So it'll remain 4th down. That's not a roughing the kicker, which would incur the 15. And even still, they would have been short on it. But that was a 38-yard kick. Nice kick. as I said, in spite of the pressure in the face.
Well, they definitely brought the pressure here, but you have to know when you're going for the ball, you got to stay away from that kicker's foot. One of those things that this team has struggled with here this year is penalties, so we want to try to play a clean, classy game tonight for Miles.
And the penalty is declined, so why risk another kick and maybe a block?
Right, that's true.
Tigers do. They decline it, take the yardage, and that's where they'll set up shop. And there's a look at Demetric Price, the Miles quarterback, and Price comes in with a 47% average, 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. The 6'3", 210-pound senior out of Birmingham.
Like we said, there's no doubt they're going to run the football, so when he has the opportunities to get inside the throwing game and make things happen, he has to be efficient tonight for them to win this game.
Jonathan Clark, the man we talked about in our open, will get the play action. Looking deep, has to check it down. The long comeback, and it's there. Nicely done on that throw. Long throw. That's Darren Fife, the 6-foot senior out of Cherokee County, Alabama. Pickup of 12, moved the chains.
And this is going to be a big day in the running game, but they come out and throw the football right, but Jamarcus Hill, the halfback, is going to be a complement to that running game, a little bit bigger than Jonathan Clark.
And there's Clark. Clark going downhill, gets out to about the 40 before he's met by at least 4 white shirts, led by Kenneth Gunter along with Antonio Thomas. A pickup of 5.
Right, and you look at Benedict's defense right there. Evan Pegues, 6'2", outside linebacker, 215 pounds. He is always around the football. He brings high energy to this defense.
And Eric, here's some more of this look offense. We're seeing this around the country, not just high school, but college.
Always look to the sideline for the play. If they don't like what the coaches are seeing on the defensive side, they'll quickly change it.
Pump and go, and he underthrew the ball. He had his man wide open. That was Darren Fife. Darren Fife put the stutter and go on the corner, and for some reason, Price just couldn't get the ball out there.
Yeah, very nice pressure right there by the freshman Kenneth Gunter, coming right up through the middle and just putting enough pressure on Price to throw off his back foot. You can see right here, he had pump, he set his feet, but a nice pressure right there by the big boy, number 97 right there. And he's got to make a statement. Hey, this is early in the game. You got to get to the quarterback, make him kind of a little bit nervous, and you're going to be coming for him the rest of the day.
The Golden Bears, 1-3, lost to Albany State, the same team that beat him in the conference championship game last year, lost 14-7. This is a 3rd down, and they'll convert that. Another nice throw and catch. Some nice arm strength there being shown by Price as he flips that one out to Michael Ross.
Yeah, that was a smart throw, a smart catch by Miles right there. Know that they just needed 5 yards right there. Find the sticks, get out of bounds, get the first down, keep these chains moving.
A pickup of 10. Miles leads this series 9-4. Benedict's last win came back in 2010. Ball is loose, but he's already down, and that's Jamarcus Hill. We were just mentioning his name a few seconds ago.
Well, you like the way that he just attacks downhill, and that was a nice read right there by Price as he read that defensive end, and that defensive end didn't crash down, and he just gave the ball. It was a nice little pickup right there.
That's the freshman out of Silas, Alabama, pickup of 10. Quick offense here, no huddle. The chuck and duck, trying to go deep, but the coverage is there. Intended for Fife, but Aaron Ware is all over it.
Well, I like what they're doing early here. Take some shots down the field. Look for that big play. That's one thing that Benedict has struggled with this season, is giving up the big play, especially in the passing game. So they've seen that on tape, and they're going to try to expose that today.
2nd down and 10. Giving you a chance to hear some of that great audio, the checks being made, and a solid hit coming up from the secondary spot. That's Zephyr Clark Jr. And Clark put the hit on the other Clark, on Clark.
You talk about being right where you're supposed to be on the run, Fitz. Right there, Zephyr Clark coming in and making a big stop on their main guy right there, Jonathan Clark. He gets a little speed to the outside, but he puts his hat right where he's supposed to on the outside. Force him back inside. Don't let him get outside. He's got speed. You don't want him running down the sideline.
3 yards on the pickup. And that speed that Eric is referring to has led to a 6.6 yards a carry. That's a crazy average. Let's go deep. Nobody in the post. And it's a touchdown for the Golden Bears. Antonio Pitts, his 5th of the season.
And you just knew that that was coming. They took a couple shots already. They knew that they could get beat. They knew they could beat him with their speed, and that's exactly what they did right there with Antonio Pitts. Nice football, nice placement by Price. Putting it in one place only. That's where the receiver catches it for a touchdown.
Set up nicely by the play action, and the ball by Price right on the money. Not sure what the coverage was. I guess it doesn't matter now. But Price to Pitts, and a much-needed big score here at home by the Golden Bears, 7-0.
Dad, I know I haven't said this often enough, but thank you.
A healthy range before it's too late.
This telecast is sponsored by the NCAA Division II President's Council. NCAA Division II, training student athletes for lifelong achievement.
Quick strike by the Golden Bears. An interesting story between the two coaches. James Woody on your left, the Tigers head coach, been there 4 years. This is his 4th year. And Reginald Ruffin, Golden Bears head coach, also his 4th year. They served together on the same staff at Tuskegee. And let's just call the relationship, Eric, competitively friendly.
Yeah, I think anytime you have the defensive coordinator versus the offensive coordinator at any school, there's going to be that little tug of war, that little battle internally to see who can get the upper hand. Is it an offensive team or is it a defensive team? You know, and I think that's exactly what they probably went through. That's what they're going through right here tonight.
So the drive, 8 plays, 77 yards. Eric, were you surprised at the speed at which the Golden Bears got each play off?
I was extremely impressed. You think of a running team, you don't think they're going to get plays off that quick, but they certainly did. Get in and out of the huddle. Had some great tempo, great play calling by the offensive coordinator, and a touchdown to cap it off. You see right there, 8 plays, 77 yards. But to me, right there, that's setting the tempo with 2 minutes and 19 seconds. We'll see if that type of tempo continues as they go through this first half.
That was Antonio Pitts, the Carver High School product out of Montgomery, Alabama. No relation, but if he keeps playing like that, I will claim a relationship, definitely. That was Datron Jamal Wallace pushing the ball out to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for Stover. He was accurate first series out. The read option, maybe he should have gave it away. Look at the purple shirts swarm on the football.
Well, Miles is playing fast tonight, and we talked about his decision-making. Right now, he's not really showing us that he's that player that can make these great decisions. So he's got to get back into this game and get back to what he's used to doing, what this offense is good at. And we know that this is going to be a passing offense. Right now, they're trying to read, zone read, run the ball. That may not be their specialty.
Brayshawn Jones with the tackle. That's a loss of 2. Jones already with a sack tonight. 2nd and 12. They're bringing pressure, that quick receiver screen. That's going to get some positive yards. It'll bring up a rather long 3rd down, though.
Well, I can tell you right now, I don't know that Cameron Stover has thrown a football without falling down or off his back foot or off balance or trying to do something to avoid a defender in his face. So Miles' defense doing a tremendous job of getting through blocks and getting to the quarterback.
Kevin Jackson on the reception. This is a 3rd and 7. The pressure has been there early for Stover, so look for it here. 5-man push. That one's just a throw up. No place to go, boys. That shows you, Eric, what the pressure can do to a quarterback in the pocket.
Yeah, certainly can't, you know, back in his back foot again. And I think he's looking at coach right there saying, man, come on now. Let's get something going. But now he's got to go to his offensive lineman and go figure out where the breakdown was, because there's a breakdown on the offensive line. There's a guy right in his face, so he's got to find out where that's coming from. So I would, as a quarterback, go to the sideline right now, have a conversation with your offensive lineman, find out what they're doing, and give those guys a little bit of confidence and figure this out early.
Mims will punt it away to Pitts. Pitts just chalked up a big touchdown catch. No pressure this time on the punter. And the ball rolls right to Pitts. He's forced to take it, goes back, and ends up being a nice punt and great coverage by the Tigers. Finally wrestled down there at about the 25-yard line. A loss of 4 on the play. Nice punt, a better roll. And just a little information on Miles College, located here in Fairfield, Alabama. Founded in 1898, enrollment just over 1,800. And a few notable alumni there, Richard Arrington Jr. And the school motto there, you know, there's a motto also for this Golden Bear team. We'll talk about it after this play. And there's a big run, maybe down the sidelines all the way, not quite, Jamarcus Hill. And Jamarcus Hill, freshman out of Silas, Alabama, Southern Choctaw High School product. Finally wrestled down by Rodney Hall, but not before he picks up 25.
Now watch what Jamarcus Hill does here. He has that ball in his left hand. This is a freshman. Nice job of switching it right there to his right hand to protect the football. If it were to get hit, it would go out of bounds.
Listen in to Price. He's got 3 in the backfield. Pushes it over to Emmett Terry. McCollum on the tackle, Kevin McCollum. That's a pickup of just 3.
Right, and Ron, that was a setup right there in the backfield. They had 3 running backs, 2 fullbacks on each side and 1 running back behind the quarterback, kind of like a diamond look, and here they're in it again.
What's the point of this offensive setup?
Well, they're going to try to do some misdirection. They might even be able to run option out of this, but it's almost like the wishbone in shotgun.
I was going to say that. Yeah. It gives you that wishbone feel.
You can zone read, you're in shotgun, you can run option, you can misdirection. They're going to try to give them a lot of different looks out of this diamond formation to try to confuse the linebackers and where the ball's actually going.
That was Jamarcus Hill. Kenneth Gunter came up and hit him hard. 3rd down and 5. Looks like man-to-man coverage on the outside. The swing route, sort of a swing route out of the backfield to Emmett Terry, but it's enough for the 1st down.
Well, here's what I like about this play. Demetric Price knew pressure was coming from the outside, and he stood in there like a champ and delivered this ball. Took a hit right in the back, but stood in there, stepped into the throw, completed it, and now he's sitting with a 1st and 10.
That was Evan Pegues with the hit. A pickup of 9 there by Emmett Terry, the redshirt junior out of McCalla, Alabama. So 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. Last series down, the Golden Bears were able to strike deep. Boy, and you can see why that 6.6-yard average is there for Jonathan Clark.
Yeah, he doesn't step to the side or kind of wiggle back there, man. He finds a crease while he's running to the crease. I mean, he's a slasher. He's a smooth type runner that gets yards, kind of sneaky.
Zephyr Clark Jr. on the tackle, a pickup of 10 and another 1st down. Earlier I mentioned that mantra that the Golden Bears have. It simply says, no excuses, bear down 17-14. That refers to the 17-14 loss to Albany State in the championship game last season. They don't ever want to forget it, and everything they do, they try to apply that slogan to it. That's Jamarcus Hill.
You can see that Jamarcus Hill is a big part of this offense, both blocking and running the football. With his frame, 205 pounds as a freshman, when you can do both, you're going to play a lot. You're going to play a lot of football, and you're going to get a lot of touches and expect a lot from you.
Trent Williams held it to a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8. Half roll looking for the comeback. Goes outside, kind of to the arrow route. And it seems like the Golden Bears can just do whatever they want to. Antonio Pitts with another reception.
Well, they're just mixing it up so nicely in the running game, misdirection. They're dropping back, they're showing play action. You see Price on the rollout to the left. and deliver a strike. Very nice combination of play calling right now from Travis Carswell.
16 yards on that last reception.
And I like their tempo. You see right here, Demetric Price, he's getting guys set. He's talking to his running backs. He says, we need to get up to the ball and run a play.
Looking for the end zone, and it's not there for Hill. Nice job by the Tigers defense led by Pegues.
Yeah, Evan Pegues, you know, he's gonna be around the football. We talked to the players last night. He's the guy that stands off the tape when you watch it. He was right there in the mix.
Kelvin McCollum helped out. That ball knocked away. Nice job in the end zone by Rodney Hill. A preseason all-conference pick. We're talking to Coach Woody. He says one thing that Hall's got to do is he's got to be a little more aggressive and at times plays lazy.
Right now is not a time to be lazy. It's 4th down. They're on the goal line. They decided, it looks like they're going to go for it right here from the 3-yard line. They might want to get a timeout here. I don't know if they're going to get a playoff.
They bring in number 47, James Gaines, at a tight end spot. And they're not going to get that off. A timeout called by the Golden Bears. It feels like the Golden Bears are running plays every 8 seconds.
They sure are. I think the right thing to do right now, I think, is to kick the field goal. Get a 2-possession game going.
Make it a 10-point game, right?
Yep.
Right.
You know, you got stuffed here a little bit at the goal line. Had a bad snap. Lucky the ball didn't get picked in the end zone right there. I think the best thing to go out, get some points off this drive, make it a 2-possession game.
You talk about the amount of players that Reginald Ruffin is returning back this year. Look at that, 16 starters coming back. And that's a pretty impressive number when you think about it. 8 on offense, 8 on defense. Whew, it's hard to lose like that.
It is. I mean, any coach has got to be happy when that many players, that much leadership comes back on the field. You can see it here, that leadership, those starters returning is showing here tonight.
11th play of the drive coming up. This is a 4th and goal. No field goal here. They'll line it up with Clark along with Jamarcus Hill in the backfield. And shut down. Damian Blue along with LaMarcus Hudson. And you talked about going for the field goal. Might come back to bite him.
Yeah, you got a chance to take some points right here this early in the game. I think you have to do it. What a great stand right there by Benedict. And now the momentum.
So Benedict with a huge stop. 7-zip, Golden Bears. Tigers on offense when we come back.
This season, rise to the moment. All senses sharpened. All records will be shattered. A clash of titans. Failure is not an option. This year, we'll rewrite history.
Whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want in one place. NCAA.com cuts through the clutter so you're in control. School pages connect you with your favorite team so you can access highlights and features you won't find anywhere else. And NCAA.com is Championship Central with unparalleled access. Across all divisions, whether at home or on the go, NCAA.com is the home of college sports.
Winding down the first quarter here in Fairfield, Alabama. It's all about the Miles Golden Bears. They're up 7-0, a lot of firepower.
And you see they're trying to get outside. That's the deal on this play. That's a pitch play that they're trying to get contained. But number 32 right here on the outside, that is LaMarcus Hudson, doesn't allow it to get outside. And that's what makes the big play here in the first quarter.
Devontae Pickney there as well to help out on that stop. back to the ground game. That's Kendaris Brown. Now Brown, the Tigers' leading receiver, we haven't heard from him tonight.
We can guarantee you they're going to keep going. They're going to try it, though. You got your leading receiver out there. You want him to get touches. You don't want him to get frustrated early in the game.
They start talking to you in that huddle when they get frustrated. Is that how
what's
it goes?
going on now?
Well,
the receivers want the ball.
That's a pickup of 6. Technically, they'll call it 5. Oh, another hit. Complete. Just in front of the 20-yard line. They'll mark it officially at about the 19. Okeche Ntiesewe for 9 yards. And that was a mouthful.
And you see number 90 just come right through. That's Kalen Bonds and put a hit right there on Stover. He comes through there untouched. They get a chance to get off the field. They better sit down as a unit and figure out how to stop these guys from getting through those creases on the front line.
Bonds, a redshirt freshman out of Florence, Alabama, doing the honors. A lot of knockdowns early for Stover. And maybe that's what those knockdowns do to you. He tried to flip that one out to Tyquan Bazemore and just got a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like Stover's really been able to get relaxed and get into the rhythm that he's used to, and that all has to do with the pass rush that he's seeing in his face. And again, it was coming from the outside. They're doing a tremendous job of getting off blocks and showing some different schemes, some twists, where the tackle comes down, the defensive end wraps around. There's a lot of different things. Those linemen have to be able to see that. They got to talk and understand that that can happen pre-snap.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the 3 purple shirts with their hands down now. They're bringing only 3, but let's see what they try to do. That's run time, but there you go. And another tackle, more pressure. And to be honest with you, number 54, that was Brayshawn Jones. He was the first man there. Only a 3-man push, and they're able to create havoc with a 3rd down coming up.
And this has kind of been where they've struggled. You can see on the season only 27%. Most offenses like to see that number 50 or better. And right now they're sitting at 1-3 for the night. So right here is a big opportunity to keep this drive going.
No gain on that last play. Looking for the deep out. That should have been intercepted. You'll never get one easier than that thrown at you. Michael Mitchell, the senior out of Valdosta, Georgia, will think about that one for a long time.
I think that one just surprised him. It came on him so fast. Sometimes you're in that right spot and that ball just hits you. And I'll tell you what, Michael Mitchell right there had an opportunity. But let's talk about this. As Stover is a quarterback, his decision-making so far in this first quarter hasn't been what it's been so far this season.
No, it's questionable.
Really struggling.
You're right. It's questionable, and I think the pressure has something to do with it. Mims will kick to Jabril Cox. Looked like Mims wanted to pull the ball down and run with it. So they give Antonio Pitts a break. And Mims gets a decent roll all the way down to the Golden Bear 35-yard line. 46 yards on the punt. Pressure continues against Stover, and everything seems to be working okay for the Golden Bear offense.
Feel it.
Well, let's learn a little bit more about Benedict College, located in Columbia, South Carolina, founded 1870. Enrollment just over 2,900. Notable alums include Leroy T. Walker, former U.S. Olympic chairman, and a current Harlem Globetrotter in Chris Burton.
Well, now that we called one of their games, I think we should have free lessons. Globetrotter lessons.
I'll tell you what
Get
we're
that
getting.
ball up here.
I'll tell you what we're getting free lessons in, and it is how to run a no-huddle offense and keep a defense off balance. Even though the Tigers did an excellent job of a goal line stop the last series down. And around the corner, not much for Jonathan Clark.
He had an opportunity to cut that one right where the hole was early. I think his offensive line still doing a tremendous job of getting in that initial push. That initial push, then that point of contact happens for the first time. Is this line of scrimmage going forward or back? Right now it's going forward.
Pickup of 2. Quick throw. And at least 8 yards.
Well, and that's one of the things. When you start to get beat deep as a secondary, you start giving up a little bit of space. There's about 8 to 9 yards right there, and they're going to just take what they're giving them. If they're going to give them 8 yards, 7 yards to pop, take it.
Ernest Bell Jr., leading receiver. Downhill and through the hole, Hill. Jamarcus Hill almost broke it. He's across midfield and a first down.
Nice job of calling plays, taking the quick action throws that are there. And then the opportunity right here for Jamarcus Hill. Just see, look at that big hole that's right there.
Oh, we're going to get a horse collar there on the back. That'll be against Clark. Anthony Johnson will tell us about it.
Personal foul, horse collar, defense, number 35, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, I believe the correct number is number 30, Charles Powell. He's the man that grabbed the back of the jersey.
Hey, sometimes you're just doing everything you can to make that tackle, and that hand happens to grab that horse collar. And I mean, it's a good call for player safety.
Right.
It's one of those that you look at as a personal foul. Sometimes it's kind of like not a flagrant call.
And I get the feeling the Tigers are doing everything they can just to slow down this Golden Bear offense. Switch up Emmett Terry. And I'm seeing 3 backs now that just come in, and it just seems like tons of yards there for them. Terry, he's been in there along with Clark, the starter, and Jamarcus Hill. We've seen him pull off some big runs already.
Right, well, you're seeing some live running backs. You know, the legs are moving, the energy's there. And I think that's the difference right now in this game, is that you don't see that same energy from the Benedict defense.
A pickup of 3. They may not get this play off before the quarter. And they will not. And it has been a quarter all about the Golden Bears, as Miles leads it early here, 7-zip. You're watching the NCAA Division II game of the week. The Tigers taking on the Golden Bears. Second quarter action coming your way from Fairfield, Alabama, right after this.
Football.
7-0 Golden Bears in control of this one as we get ready to start the second quarter here in Fairfield, Alabama. Don't forget, for all the latest news, stats, polls, and more, visit NCAA.com. NCAA.com is the official online home for all 89 NCAA championships. And Eric, we talk about how it's been an all Golden Bear show thus far. You know, just receiving-wise, Antonio Pitts for Miles, 2 catches, 53 yards, and Jamarcus Hill really has been the running back, 6 carries, 53 yards rushing.
Yeah, and I think a big part of his rushing has gotten them to 4 of 5 for third down conversions. That's Miles. Now Benedict only 1 of 4 on third downs.
Price going to the end zone. He's got a man. Should have been caught. Ball was there, a tight fit. And Pitts has to go back over the fence. He could have gone in the opening right there.
Well, a very nice football thrown right here from Demetric Price. And if Antonio Pitts could have this one back, he would have laid out with 2 hands and not just put 1 up. And I think he would have had this one for a touchdown.
Look at that.
Watch out for that fence now.
You know, you would think the guys on the side would help the guy out.
A little gymnastics move there, huh?
Help a brother out. Not really. Go to the other side, and it's there. And still going. Fife, Darren Fife, is down to the 3-yard line. A pickup of 16 yards and a first down.
And they're still moving. They're on the move. And right now, these defenders for Benedict in the secondary, they're giving a lot of respect to these receivers. They're giving a lot of space. Price doing a nice job of finding the ball and putting the ball in the right place.
2 missed tackles. And looking for the end zone. That's Clark, and they're going to mark him down at the 1. Charles Powell on the tackle, pickup of 2. And this is where the Golden Bears had trouble a couple of series ago.
Well,
Denied
like
on the fourth
Hill
goal.
in.
Yeah.
Hill might be doing some blocking on this play. They're lined up in that pro set formation.
Boy, he backs up.
Well, now they're going to try to do some misdirection. One running back goes the other way, the other one comes the other way.
A little option. And Price takes it in for the touchdown. Lowered his shoulder and just drove it on in.
Now that's just determination from your quarterback. You get a nice lead block, and as a quarterback, you got to make a play one-on-one versus a guy. There's the play. And you see that Benedict was defeated. Hitting the ground, upset that he just got run over by the quarterback.
He just lowered his shoulder and ran right through him. Extra point is up, and it's clean by Nick Christensen. 9 plays, 64 yards, only took 3 minutes. And at 1-3, the Golden Bears are feeling real good. They deserve to dance thus far.
You were part of an important story. I want to be the one to tell it.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Happy hunting. Homeland. Premiere event Sunday starting at 9. Only on Showtime and Showtime Anytime.
Welcome back to Fairfield, Alabama, and I am standing here with the president of Miles College, who is up ahead 14-0 over Benedict. President George T. French Jr. It's looking good for your team right now.
Yes, Rashawn, we're having a great time. We're glad, first of all, that CBS is here. We're glad that you're on our beautiful campus, and we're having a beautiful and a great time tonight.
It is awesome. I love this campus. I love the energy here. You've got to tell us about this $30 million Miles Ahead campaign that you exceeded.
Yes, well, we had a $30 million capital campaign. We actually exceeded it by $12 million. We raised over $42.5 million, which is why you see 3 buildings that were built simultaneously here.
Awesome.
We have brand new student center with a Starbucks, a movie theater, fitness center, a new welcome and admission center, and a new Bishop Teresa E. Snorton resident hall, named after the chairman of the board, Bishop Teresa Snorton.
This sounds fantastic. A quick prediction for the game, sir.
It looks like it's going pretty well. I would say 35-7.
35-7. You heard it from Dr. George T. French. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rashawn.
Back to you, Ron and Eric.
Thank you, Rashawn, and thank you, Dr. George T. French Jr. We appreciate your time, and the name there on the building, very appropriately placed. We'll see if the doctor's prediction holds up. I don't know. That prediction could be in jeopardy already. That's Harmon Brown, and Harmon Brown with a great return all the way out to the Golden Bear 44-yard line, 48 yards on the return. And Eric, that may be exactly what this offense needed.
Yeah, definitely. You're looking for a big play to get a little bit of a spark, and right here they got it. A nice job of blocking on the outside and just running straight up the field, getting positive yards, not running to the sideline, but getting up the field and getting some nice positive yards.
Jeremy Glinton, along with LaMarcus Hudson, 2 key blocks on that return. And Stover, 5-10 for 39 yards in the first quarter. You compare that to Price's numbers, 6 of 9, 90 yards and a touch. And it's one bit about the pressure they've been able to get to this man.
And I think that's right now why you're seeing them run the football. They're trying to get their linemen to fire off, get a little bit more physical, try to wear down this defense and slow them down a little bit, because every time they line up and it looks like they might throw the football, they come running.
And that 3-yard gain was their first positive rushing play the entire game. That's George Myers Jr., team's second leading rusher. He'll try his.
Very nice stop right there by Michael Mitchell, number 35. Coming up the field and making a big stop when they needed it. Put him in a 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 12 to be exact.
They're going to go trips. They've got 3 receivers to the top of the screen. They try to go down the middle of the field and split it up. Break the zone coverage up.
That pass is complete. That's Jeremy Glinton, and Glinton will be about 2 yards shy of the first down. I think that's, what do you think, go time? Down 14-0?
I think here's a great opportunity to go for it. You just picked it up. Cameron Stover just doing a nice job of buying a little time, keeping the play alive, letting his receiver get open. That's Jeremy Glinton to the outside, and Glinton just needs to know where those sticks are. He could have possibly picked up another yard or two just diving forward.
Great point. The redshirt junior out of Lauderhill, Florida. Going to leave his team about 2 yards shy. Quarterback option, and they lost yardage. Purple shirts everywhere. Holman is there, along with Brayshawn Jones. Joe Beckham III, everybody is there.
And you see the fake right there. Probably should have given that ball on the read. Outside, they're swarming like crazy, playing a physical, more attacking type game. You see the linebackers just moving. And then you see Roderick Holloman coming really from the backside to make that play. Shows you his speed and athleticism.
Big blow now for the Tigers. They desperately needed to try to get points on that drive after the great return. That was a loss of 3. This could be a loss here as well. Good job coming down the pipe. That's Evan Pegues.
And Evan Pegues making a big statement right there, trying to get this defense fired up to try to make a stop. They haven't been many 3-and-outs by Miles so far this game.
This is a 2nd and 11. The Tigers secondary has been porous. They're given a lot of room. You can see the distance they're giving up, the cushion as we call it. And it's led to easy throws and catches for the Golden Bear offense. Now the front 4 of the Tigers starting to swarm. Cameron Coleman along with
and you know they want to run the football, that's for sure, but these linebackers read it, run early, and filled the gaps, made nice tackles for a stop that they really, really needed at this point in the game.
That's Evan Pegues with the initial hit. So 3rd and 10. Pressure, man-to-man coverage, and just overthrown.
Well, a nice ball by Price. Stood in there again and took a big shot, but pressure slowly starting to get to Price right now. Had a step on his man right there on the outside. That's Ernest Bell, number 82.
So that'll bring on Brandon Carney. And Carney will punt it away at about the 30-yard line. Good high kick, forcing the fair catch at the last second. That was strange. George Myers Jr. got away from it, and look what that caused. Ball rolls down to the 4-yard line. So, youngsters, if you're watching, you got a chance to field the punt cleanly. Field it. 56 yards on the punt because of that decision. And a rough start now for his offense. Division II provides more than 100,000 student athletes with the opportunity to compete at a high level of scholarship athletics while excelling in the classroom and fully engaging in the broader college experience. Learn more about the D2 philosophy at www.ncaa.org/D2. So in the hole for Cameron Stover, ball at the 4-yard line. Old Statue of Liberty play. Didn't fool many.
Well, this is an opportunity for them right now to go drive down the field and put some points on the board. They are scoreless right here in this first half of this game. And Stover really hasn't settled in. The running game hasn't worked. They had a little success on that last drive, throwing the football. This is what this team is known for. This is what they do. They're good at throwing the football. I think they need to stick to the plan. Even though they're at the 5-yard line, When you start thinking, okay, well, we get sacked in a safety, we don't want that. But you got to trust that this team is good at throwing the ball.
That was Jeverick Blocker. No yards on that play.
I think the trust has been with the pass rush, not trusting the pass rush.
Fake the blocker, the rollout, in trouble. And run out of bounds. Jamari Ford was on the hoof. He was chasing Stover.
Yeah, he was, and I'll tell you, that's just a play right there where they're looking for a play down the field, and they just don't have it. So that, I mean, that's a smart decision by Stover to just try to run and pick up some additional yards, and here you got a manageable third down opportunity. But again, you got to get something going. First downs, and drive the ball down the field. Right now, really nothing from the offense.
That was 3 on the pickup by Stover. Third and 7, pressure comes, tried to get the swing ball out and couldn't get it. That was intended for Blocker, and they'll have to punt it away. So go ahead and thank the punter for Miles College. Puts him in the hole, and now they got to get it right back.
Again, here's that pressure right there. Roderick Rice coming up through the middle, making himself known right away. And again, Stover off of his back foot, can't complete the accurate throw.
So Antonio Pitts is back deep to receive the Mims punt. Mims had some pressure early. They laid off him on the second punt. So let's see what they decide to do. Well, that formation will keep pressure off of the punter. You've got to honor the formation in the form of a fake. Sort of. Maybe they don't. With no protection back there, Antonio Pitts does the right thing, calls for the fair catch at about the 48-yard line. 40-yard punt, great field position. Coming back for the Golden Bears as they lead 14-zip.
The NCAA Division II student-athlete experience goes beyond the classrooms and playing fields. It means a commitment to service and community, helping organizations like the Make-A-Wish Foundation by raising money to help grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions. Kids like Jacob.
Some student-athletes gave of their time and their energy to raise the money.
It was fun to meet Jeff Gordon.
NCAA Division
Champions.
Golden Bears trying to get that monkey off their back. 14-0. They are hammering away thus far at the Tigers. Don't forget to connect with the D2 Athletics on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Join the conversation as the national champions are crowned in 25 D2 sports. So 1st and 10, and a healthy Demetric Price. You can see his numbers are very healthy. 1 touchdown, over the century mark already. And most important stat, no picks.
No picks, and as well as being efficient on third downs and keeping drives alive, be able to put points on the board, extremely important.
Downhill with the run game, Jamarcus Hill, not much there. We've called Evan Pegues' name quite a bit tonight. That's the senior out of Chicago, Illinois.
Yes, he is fast to the ball. He knows where the ball is going. He has that natural instinct to get there, to anticipate, cut a guy off, get to his outside, force him back, but also a great tackler as well.
That's a loss of 3. A little miscommunication there. Tried to go down to Darren Fife. Fife was looking for the go route, but Price threw the comeback or the
I think this is an important part of the game right now. You're up by 14 points, and you really don't want to lose momentum right here. You really don't want to think that the game is already in hand, even though you're up only 2 touchdowns. You really still have to play hard. You might be thinking, well, why is this team beating a team that's 2-2? They're 1-3. They shouldn't be beating them, but this has been a team that's beat themselves. So right now, they can't beat themselves. They still got to be playing like they did in the first quarter.
Price under pressure, but he's out of the box. He'll get the first down and then some. He finally goes down at the 31-yard line. Harmon Brown will take him down, but that's a big gain. What really resulted from no place to throw the football, pickup of 19.
Exactly. When the throw's not there, smart decision. Take it down and go. He gets up the field. He can protect that ball a little bit, but he does switch it to the outside. You see him get down and protect himself so he can get out there and run another play and not take a huge hit.
Yeah, guess who that is again on the tackle?
Let me guess. It is Evan Pagis. He's all over the place, and they said it. We visited with the players last night, and one of the players on their team that stood out, they said number 24, Evan Pagis. He's going to be all over the football, and we know it. Tonight, he's done just that.
And forces the loss of 1. He's got a defensive back number, but don't let that fool you. He is a linebacker. That's probably why we're seeing him around the ball so much. Play action to Hill, the rollout. Boy, that's just a straight miss by Hill. Michael Ross on the coverage.
For a second, I thought he was going to take a shot. There was another receiver down the field towards the outside that looked like he threw it right in between them and maybe was trying to get it to one of the guys and just couldn't get enough zip on the football.
Third and 11, going deep. It's going to be a tight fit and knocked away. Nice job at the last second. That's Aaron Ware. Aaron Ware went from a nickel back to the starter, and I think you can see why.
This is Ware just going up and being cognizant of where the football is. A nice play, turn it around, bats it down.
And you know the difference now between playing at a college level and going to the pro level? Catch that ball.
Right,
That's
you
what
gotta
all
make
the
those
scouts will
plays.
say. This will be a 50-yard attempt now from Nick Christensen.
Timeout. Benedict, first charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Benedict will call the timeout, so Christensen on for a long one. Another attempt to go deep there. Taken away on the nice play. You know, one thing that Reggie Ruffin told us the other day, one of his jobs when he came here was to change the culture. And he talked about 2 things. He talked about, number 1, school, academics are number 1, and number 2, we worry about the football after that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And he's changed a lot since he's got here, but it's the fact that it's the system, the overall system, what he believes in, and then translating that to the player on an everyday basis, whether it's going to class, whether it's doing the right thing in your personal life, to doing the right thing on the football field.
That ball is blocked and picked up by Zephyr Clark Jr. Clark is going down the sidelines. A flag is down, but Clark has a chance to score. He will score. Robert Coleman Jr. may have gotten the hand on it. But let's see if this even stands. That flag came out pretty fast.
There's no roughing foul. The kick was blocked at the line of scrimmage. The results of the play was a touchdown.
Oh, wow. So Anthony Johnson cleans it up. Wow.
He definitely got that ball. That is no roughing the kicker. Once the ball's been blocked, he's fair game.
Yeah, that was actually Christopher Crosby that came across, the special teams ace, and got the ball. And that went 73 yards the other way for a touchdown. Huge play.
And this is what I was talking about. This Miles team, they just can't give up at this point. Fastest way to get back into the game here, you see your special teams.
Look at this. And the extra point is shanked. Coach James Woody is like, you got to be kidding me.
$15 minutes could save you 15.
And that's Zephyr Clark Jr., 73-yard touchdown returned after a blocked field goal attempt. And, you know, everybody, I think, relaxed a little bit once the flag went down. Don't ever relax. That one counted, and that's a big play for the Tigers. And there's a guy who had the block. He came around the outside cleanly. Christopher Crosby, talking to Coach James Woody this week, he said he is our special teams ace, and that was a special teams ace type of play.
You can tell right now that Coach Ruffin's a little bit upset at the fact that they did give up on that play. That's one thing they've been talking about all week here at practice, is playing until the whistle, not giving up on the play, doing your job, not being selfish. Keep fighting. On that kick that was blocked, they weren't fighting.
This will be John Nixon. Nixon gets face mask there. I don't know if they call it. They don't. Deontay Strozer took him down. He's looking back for that penalty marker. Don't think he got away with that one. Maybe.
You'll see him just reach up right there and grab that face mask. Ooh, yeah, his head just, ooh. All the way around. Surprised they didn't even call that at all.
Yeah, Deontay, just
good look, Ron.
Next time that happens, just get off the field. Great return, 27 yards. And they'll start the drive at the 36-yard line. So now all of a sudden a different game for the Tigers around the corner. That's Emmett Terry. Emmett Terry at 5'7", 165 pounds. One of those Darren Sproul type of guys. Pick up a 5.
Yeah, and take a look. This is what sprung that play just a little bit. You see.
Yeah, this is a face mask on the kickoff. Oh, boy, how do you miss that one?
That's a tough one. You keep playing, right?
Yep, it happens. Tigers bringing up an 8-man front, trying to get a head start on that run game. They'll go back to Terry. Terry picks up 3.
And they're just slowly wearing down that defensive line with the rushing game. And when you've got Jamarcus Hill in the game, Jonathan Clark, Emmett Terry, yeah, you can see the size right there of Emmett Terry. 5'7", 165 pounds. But getting it done.
Back to their bread and butter, man. That's Clark. Jonathan Clark tried to circle back. No place to go. The white shirts are there. No gain officially on the play. Led by Charles Powell and 4 others.
Well, Jonathan Clark here trying to make too much happen on a 3rd down. Just needs to take the ball, cut the crease, try to get what he can.
And that's a timeout called by Benedict. So Benedict, with the help of a blocked field goal and the return, 73 yards on the touchdown, now back in this game. They botched the extra point, and that's something you brought up in the timeout there. There was a change in holder, and the snap was suspect.
Right. Well, Eric Eitzen is not playing this game today. One of the receivers who's actually listed as the holder. So they had a new holder in the game. Number 87 was Mark Gill. I wonder if just the inconsistency of not having the same holder is the reason they missed that kick.
So now what is Miles doing here?
You would think they would punt this ball away.
They're going to go for it, 4th and 2, and they get it. Boy, talk about guts there.
Right.
That goes back to that competitive friendship between the 2 coaches. Jamarcus Hill pounds through with a nice gain.
Right.
Finally brought down by Zephyr Clark Jr. Pickup of 8.
And you notice they give it to the bigger back, 205 pounds.
Yeah.
But the freshman making a nice statement there. Moving forward fast, downhill, speed, not side to side. That's how you get yards, running straight up and down, north and south.
There's that 3-back look we talked about earlier. Middle of the field, and it's caught. That's Pitts. He's already got 1 big touchdown. Is he in? No, they mark him at the 1-yard line. Ware saves the touchdown, but it's still 47 big ones.
And I love the play action right here by Price. The backers all sucked up, and he throws it right over the top, that post. Nice catch right there by Antonio Pitts, trying to dive for that pylon. Wasn't able to get it, but there might be a flag down on the field.
There is, all the way back upfield, and I think this one is coming back. Waiting for referee Anthony Johnson. So we haven't officially heard the call. No call was officially made. And what we're getting now is that it was a hold. So that brings back the big pass play. That's Jamarcus Hill. You know, we talked before the game, Eric. We said even though the Golden Bears are 1-3, they're playing like a team that might be 2-2, and the Tigers, even though they're 2-2, they're playing more like a team that's 1-3.
Right, but they've been a team that's been killing themselves. I mean, that's why the record shows. I mean, 1-3 for a reason.
Great pressure on the throw there by Tavares Akri. Akri, the freshman out of Riverdale, Georgia, he brought the heat, and of course a quick throwaway by Price.
You'll see the pressure right here again by Akri. Forces Price out of the pocket. Got hit again at the end, but a nice decision of throwing it away, but nowhere else to go. Very good pressure from the Benedict Tigers.
Yeah, Akri is there initially to force him out of the pocket. Charles Powell was actually the man that made him pull the trigger early.
They've been efficient on third downs. This one's a long one.
3rd and 13. They bring the house. Oh, almost intercepted. Aaron Ware had sniffed it out and made a break, but the ball was so poorly thrown, he couldn't pick it off.
Yeah, he just couldn't get all the way turned around, set his feet. I think a little bit of miscommunication on where that receiver was supposed to be. Darren Fife maybe thought he was going to run maybe more of a comeback route down and towards the outside when he let that ball loose.
So Brandon Carney will kick it away, but that play won't count.
Illegal substitution, defense, 12 in the formation, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Talk about mental errors. So they'll mark off the distance. Carney tries it again, just gets it high. There's contact and a flag. And that's going to be running into the returner, not being allowed his fair opportunity to catch the ball. Unless he was blocked into him. Let's see if there's a push in the back.
On the receiving team. Back up, coach, back up, back up.
Blocking the back, receiving team, half a distance to the goal, 1st down.
Yeah, it's a push in the back by Benedict that forces the collision.
Right here, you'll see that block in the back, that little shove by number 34, Antone Leonard. And that's what they're getting him for right there. You thought that might have been a little bit early to the returner, but they're getting a block in the back like he pushed him into the returner.
Now they've moved the ball down to the 1-yard line. So after appropriately marking off the spot, that's more bad news for the Tigers.
Sometimes down here you get press coverage on the outside. Right down here like this. Opportunity. Yeah, take a shot. Opportunity for a big play. You see that one-on-one coverage.
Boy, and that's how the night has kind of been for the Tigers. That's going to be a safety. And the band is happy.
That one just slips right through Stover's hands. Looked like a pretty good snap. Maybe just had a little bit of zip on it, but that's got to be handled by your quarterback. Stover's got to handle that ball. It's right in his face, right in his eyes.
Boy, I don't know how much time he's going to have to do anything with it anyway.
They're coming, weren't they?
So that'll be 2 points added to the Miles score, plus Miles will get the ball.
When they see that ball bouncing around, they got a little more incentive to get through there.
Right.
Opportunity for a touchdown on a defensive player.
What do you see as the main problems now for the Tigers through these first 2 quarters here?
Well, they've just been inconsistent. Inconsistent on offense, not able to get a whole lot going. You saw the only time that they put up some points today was on a blocked field goal return for a touchdown. So the offense really hasn't been where it should be. We're used to seeing them throw the football and gain yards. It just hasn't happened tonight. A good job of Miles. Golden Bears putting pressure on Stover, make him throw off his back foot. And then great secondary coverage on the back end.
So John Nixon and Michael Ross back deep to receive this punt. This will be Ross. Ross makes a cut. He's got a lane and slipped down. Had a chance to break that one, but goes down just shy of the 50-yard line. 17 yards on the return. Still will be good field position for the Golden Bears offense.
Well, their offense has been a little bit flat here in this second quarter compared to how they started the game. And we'll go back here. Looks like he just lost his footing. Saw a nice hole trying to cut back. Got some good blocks. Nice block right there. On special teams, they're doing a nice job as well.
So Demetric Price sets up. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Gives it to Marcus Hill. Hill has been really the hammer this first half.
I'll tell you what, I like his first step. He gets the football and he is up the field. You saw that quick little spin move there too, and then burst for about 4 or 5 yards. And not every freshman player has that ability.
That was a pickup of 5.
I mean, who do you cover in the backfield? You got Jonathan Clark and Jamarcus Hill, number 7. I mean, where does it go? I mean, as for a linebacker, that's got to make things interesting for you.
Then when you think you've got the run settled, they go ahead and they throw the ball. That's complete to Darren Fife. We've called his name a couple times tonight. Where on the coverage?
Nice job by Price, just putting it right on the money, right where the receiver wants to see it, right in his eyes, right as his numbers, make it an easy catch, give him the ability to make some yards after the catch.
10 yards and a first down, play stop. Another flag.
Ball start. Offense 73. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Terrence Owens. One of the big boys up front.
Coach Ruffin shaking his head. Well, this has been one of those things that's killed this team so far this year. 1-3 on the record. A lot of it's been beating up themselves. Nothing the other team's really done to them.
Yeah, the mental errors. One game they had 95 yards in penalties, and 25 of those were personal fouls. There's a hot one over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Fife.
Well, that's what you call right there chiclets. It's called chiclets because your receiver's teeth are going to be moving around in his mouth like gum.
Yeah, and he took a hit too. Kelvin McCullum
And he read that all the way. That's a huge hit right there. You got to protect your receiver. You got zone coverage. Just a little bit might be on the receiver too. That's not man coverage. You don't continue to run. You slow that one down in the hole.
2nd and long. Again, wide open. That's Ernest Bell Jr. We've seen this all night by the Golden Bear receivers. Plenty of room given by the Tigers.
Yeah, and I like exactly what Ernest Bell did right there. Gave him the little shoulder shimmy. Next thing he was, a guy's laying on the ground and he picks up some extra yards. Got to like that out of a receiver.
And look at the play selection there. 1st down run, maybe 1 or 2.
Well, that's Jamarcus Hill again, and he's didn't come in there with that power that we saw here before, but as a freshman, you got to learn that sometimes you got to make holes. You got to run through it. You got to run through it with power. You see the hole, you just have to go. You don't want to slow down. You run through contact.
A pickup of 1.
Got a lot of space out here in this open field right now.
And he'll let it go. Plenty of time. Middle of the field, and it's caught. Ernest Bell Jr. again. I don't want to say that the Golden Bears are hurrying up because they've been in this quick tempo all night long.
Well, I got to give the credit here to the quarterback, Demetric Price. He put it right over the top of number 51, Kevin McCollum, and hit number 82, Ernest Bell, on the money, but the touch on the throw and the placement is what made that play successful.
That is a throw. A pickup of 22 yards.
Here we see it again. There's Price. He drops back. He's got his eyes where the safety's at, making sure that he can't make the play. And just the placement of that football, getting it over the backer where he can't tip it or intercept it, that's what allows for that play to get it down to the goal line.
Timeout called by the Tigers. And you look at Price, he's got a quick release, gets the ball out very, very fast. Don't forget, coming up at the half, it's the NCAA Division II halftime show, an interview with SIAC Commissioner Gregory Moore, plus Selena Cohn's Division II path. We'll get the story on that, plus all the first half stats, highlights, and action. That's coming your way at the half. So this is a 1st and goal now for Miles College.
Now I think there's an opportunity for play action pass on 1st down right here.
The give inside to Hill.
Well, when he got
Hill has the touchdown. Jamarcus Hill, the freshman, is making his name known tonight across the country. So last kick attempt tried by Miles was blocked and returned for a touchdown. This extra point goes through clean. And it's a 23-6 score as we work to halftime. And Jamarcus Hill, 14 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
You said it, Jamarcus Hill's been getting a lot of the credit, but look at this line. Watch these guys right here, the big boys up front, do the work. The down blocks, moving guys, pulling, pushing guys out of the way, allowing Jamarcus Hill to get himself just across that goal line.
The team that a lot of people, along with Albany State, look to beat every single year in this conference, Miles College, they're pouring it on now, starting to show why they are one of the elite teams in the conference. The record hasn't shown it, came in this game 1-3, but talking to Reggie Ruppin yesterday at practice, he didn't show any signs of panic at all.
I don't think so. I think they got to be careful here on this kick return that they don't let one slip away. Good coverage before they go into half.
The high pooch kick forces the fair catch. And that's where the Tigers will take over. Maurice Griffin with the fair catch. And everything is good when you're ahead. A look at the scoring drive. 7 plays, 52 yards. The Hill 2-yard rush caps it off.
Jamarcus Hill tonight, 14 rushes, 66 yards for the freshman. And we saw that last touchdown. Pretty nice performance right there by the young man,
Illegal
number 7.
formation, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. We talked about the moniker that the Golden Bears have been living by all season long. I think that's one reason why last week was such a tough win. And that moniker, just to go back, is bear down, no excuses, 17-14, quote unquote. Bear down, no excuses, 17-14. The 17-14 was the exact score that they lost to Albany State in the conference championship game.
Right, and they're still working on it. I mean, that 17-14 thing that you're just talking about, that's right where we're watching there. That penalty on a kickoff. Can't have that, 17-14. You know, in their minds, they got to know that that's 17-14 every time you have a mistake.
Yeah,
the block kick for a touchdown return, 17-14. We got to block our guys.
That's right, they remind each other of that. Every time you make a mistake, like a missed tackle there and a penalty here, a player will remind another player, 17-14.
Yeah, all day long, these guys are thinking about it.
That was Datron Jamal Wallace on the return. So with 28 seconds left, 23-6, the Tigers will take over.
And I think what's even better on the 17-14, it's not just related to football. It's related to the classroom. You don't show up to your class, 17-14. You don't do your homework, 17-14. Don't read your playbook, 17-14.
Great. It's something that Reginald Ruffin has installed here, and he's installed a little of that nasty defense right there. That's a hit. Ryan Witherspoon putting the wax on.
Yeah, here's the hit. You'll see it come in right there, and boom, just off of his feet. I mean, I know you're going into halftime, but get yourself down and protect it.
Oh, my God. And on that note, James Woody says, I think we'll go to half. Wow.
Good way to
go in on a good note,
yep,
huh?
You got it.
And that's the end of the first half with the score. The Miles Golden Bears 23, the Benedict Tigers 6. Right now, let's go down to Rashawn Ali.
Well, Coach, you said you wanted to establish yourself offensively early in the game. How do you keep that going?
Well, we kind of stumbling a little bit, you know, on the goal line. You know, we don't come away with, don't come up with points, and then we come down and stumble again. You know, we just got to keep the momentum, just keep it going and run up the scoreboard. You know, I just want to see the offense quit that roller coaster up and down, and possession and not score the next possession. So we got a long ways to go. We got another half of football to play.
You're stacking the box pretty well and kind of throwing their quarterback off balance. I guess that's the plan there.
Well, they got a great quarterback. He reached the coverage as well. So we kind of mixing it up a little bit, disguising it and kind of keeping them 3-man pressure, 4-man pressure, and bringing 5-man pressure, kind of, offsetting them a little bit just to mess them up a little bit.
All right, well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Rashawn, don't forget SIAC Commissioner Gregory Moore coming your way here at the half. That is the end of the first half here in Fairfield, Alabama. And it's all about the Golden Bears up 23-6. You're watching the NCAA Division II game of the week.
Saturday, CBS Sports Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield, Alabama, where Miles leads Benedict 23-16. And of course, behind us is the purple marching machine. But right now, I am joined by the commissioner of the SIAC, Greg Moore. You've been in office 5 years, but what have you been most proud of?
Well, most proud of the progress we made as a conference. So when we took over, we were ranked 18th in the country in revenues. Now we're in the top 5 or 6. We were last in Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Good. Thank you so much, Commissioner Moore.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, by the way, I want to thank the NCAA. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank them for giving us the opportunity to showcase our great student athletes in both Benedict College and Miles College. So thanks to the NCAA as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Commissioner Moore. Coming up, we'll hear from one of Division II's great, Selena Khan. That's next.
Dad, I know I haven't said this often enough.
23-6, Miles College in control of this one. Let's go down to Rashawn Ali.
Coach, obviously you got to get your offense going. What's it going to take to make that happen in the second half?
Well, we got to move the football. We got to be able to block. We got to be able to protect. And we got to be able to throw the football. That was one of the worst first halves I've ever been involved in my life in 30 years. And we challenging these guys the second half, and hopefully we can get something together.
And obviously you have been giving up the big play as well. How do you stop that?
Well, we didn't feel too long. You know, defense on the field too long to kind of chine out a little bit first half, but we had some crucial stops at times, but then we gave up some big plays that kind of put us behind the ball. So we just got to play overall good football. You know, we got to play Tiger football. That first half, it was bad, so we got to pick it up and definitely put some points on the board offensively.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks.
Boy, that's quite poignant there. The worst first half that he's ever been involved in, and you can see the running back. I don't want to call it a comparison. I think it's a knockout 1-2 punch.
I would agree with you right there. I mean, you see the average each time, 3.7 for Clark, 4.7 for Jamarcus Hill, and I think they've kind of found something here in their running game. They just need to stick with it this second half, and I think they'll have some pretty solid success. There's no reason to go out bombs away when you've got a lead like this. You know, control the clock, manage the game well. Try to wear out their defense more than you already have here in the first half. So I think that's the approach they need to take.
And a quick look at the numbers will show you just who is in control. It's quite easy. You look at Demetric Price, talked about his numbers a little bit there. 10 of 21, 155 yards, and 1 touchdown, a long of 37. Flip it to the other side for Cameron Stover, 6 of 12, 48 yards. He's been under a ton of pressure. His longest pass, 12 yards. It's only 1 sack, but clearly, Eric, he's been under pressure at least 15 times tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, and I think that's a direct correlation here about their third down conversions. I mean, if you look at Miles, they're more than 50% on their third down conversions, where Benedict 1 for 6. You know, and that has to get better. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in a lot of the same situations that they were in this first half.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Benedict, they're in the minus category trying to run the football. That doesn't help this man, Stover, when he has to throw the ball because there's no run to respect.
Right, there is no run to respect, and they know that they're coming, and they've seen pressure. And when you're running the football and you've got guys that are getting off blocks, it's the same situation. You know, their offensive line, they have to do a better job of continuing to stay on blocks until the whistle, come firing off the ball, be more physical. So I think James Woody, the head coach, had a heart-to-heart with him at halftime about this has to change. And it has to change now, starting the beginning of this third quarter.
Torrey Mims will get us going here in the second half. Michael Ross back deep, and that will be Ross coming out of the end zone. Avoids one and taken down just in front of the 20-yard line by Michael Smith, number 54.
Nice job by Michael Smith right there, just wrapping him up and throwing him to the ground. Looked like there was a lot of running room out here to the outside, and he didn't allow that to happen.
So 18 yards on the return, 1st and 10 for this man. I'm really impressed with the way Demetric Price throws the football. Very smooth stroke, not a lot of effort.
We've actually seen him run somebody over, too.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
He's been doing it all tonight.
Very good vision. Clark going nowhere. Great play coming up in the backfield. Evan Pegues, we were just talking about Pegues at the half. That's a loss of 1.
And that's one guy you want to try to get a block on if you can. And if you can find 2 guys to try to get a block on him, you might want to try that, because he's a guy that's all over the football. He's been in just about every tackle that's happened tonight. And he finds the quarterback, he finds the running back. Pegues has 10 tackles so far tonight. There was the number 10 in the beginning of this third quarter.
The senior linebacker out of Chicago, Illinois, making his presence here tonight in this big one. The long out, the throw, the catch, the hit. And that's Darren Fife with Aaron Ware on the coverage.
And Ware just using his speed to get up there, not let Fife turn around and make a move. Pretty solid coverage right here. Right when he catches the ball, he's right there to make that tackle. And of course, Fife wants to stand up and try to make a play, but wasn't able to. Price looking over to the sideline, maybe changing up the play.
Pick up a 5 on that last throw. 3rd and 6 now. Play action. Looking deep, it's not there, and a sack. Held it just a little bit too long. Sherrod Postel is there along with Fred Ward.
And really the first time tonight that we've seen the pocket really collapse like that. Really nice job fighting and trying to get to the quarterback, and Price just didn't have that time to step into his throw. Nice play by the defense.
Jamari Ford with some pressure as well, helping collapse the pocket.
Legal substitution, defense, 12 men in the formation, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That'll move them up, but they'll still be short of the 1st down. Just those are the real serious mental errors that drive coaches crazy. You can fix those. You can practice that and avoid those from happening game day. Not a great punt, gets a better roll, and taken on the bounce there by George Myers Jr. Jaworski Randall with the tackle. So 23-6, this is where this man, Cameron Stover, will start. Cameron Stover, a lot of people coming into tonight's game said he was underrated, a lot faster, a lot better runner than people thought. Actually, the team's leading rusher. But thus far tonight, the pressure has dictated everything. He has not been able to settle into a rhythm. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Stover at the 34-yard line.
All right, time to shake off that first half and pretend like you're starting the game again.
Bazemore at the tailback spot. He'll get the call. Looked like he had a lane there for a second, but the purple shirts swarm. They've done that all night.
I'll tell you what, there was a nice little crease there at the beginning of this run, and just a nice play right there by Roderick Rice coming up and making the stop. You see right there at the middle linebacker, he's right in front of the ball, and it looks like he stepped on his own guy as he was making the cut. You saw him lose his footing a little bit right there.
Corez Sparkman is there as well. Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6. The flip, not much doing. George Myers Jr. trying to get outside. Too much speed by the Golden Bear defense. Roderick Rice Jr. along with Michael Mitchell.
Well, it's a prime example of when you're getting beat up front, it takes off the game plan. It just really does. I mean, they want to throw the football, but they can't throw it. And you try to run it, you can't run it. You're trying to run option. You're not an option team, and here's what happens. You're stuck in a position right now. It's 3rd and 12, and you're just out of your game plan.
And that's a big loss, a loss of 5, the 3rd and 11. An area of the field, 3rd down, an area that the Tigers have really struggled in tonight. Stover out of the pocket. He's got a man loose late, and it's caught. And yes, it's marked inbounds. That's Jeremy Glenton, the 6'1" redshirt junior out of Lauderhill, Florida. He's slow to get up. No, wait a minute. They rule it off. They say it's incomplete. And James Woody is pleading the case.
You'll see right at the end, he gets pushed, but he's not able to come down with the football.
No, he doesn't secure the catch past the ground.
You have to have complete possession of that after you land and come down in bounds. Pretty obviously, he did not.
Mims has been busy tonight. You can see his 5 punt average. Look at this formation, kind of unique They got pressure early on, so that's their way of trying to minimize the pressure. Fair catch called by Jamarcus Nance on a 39-yard punt, and an injured player. We'll check on him when we come back. 23-6 Golden Bears.
Wow, we're really selling a lot of pet jerseys.
Yeah.
This telecast is sponsored by the NCAA Division II President's Council. NCAA Division II, training student athletes for lifelong achievement.
23-6 Golden Bears. That's Deontay Strozier, the injured player for the Tigers. Boy, we hate to see that. He's being helped off the field. The freshman out of Land O'Lakes, Florida. He went down on that special teams play.
Pretty nimble on that right leg there.
Yeah, that's always hate to see that. And obviously the NCAA has done so much to protect the safety of the players. And we were talking about that last week, that the player that is defenseless. Seems like that term is being thrown around a lot more these days, but it's all for one common good, and that's to prevent injuries. So we'll try to get a report on him if we can. This is a 1st and 10 for a man that's been pretty much flawless tonight. Look at his numbers. 1 sack, and that was a series ago. Held the ball a little bit too long, but all in all, he's had his way with this secondary. And you can see the cushion given by the corners. And toast up again. That's Darren Fife, and Fife was going to break inside most likely of Zephyr Clark Jr. and go for more, but that one was for 15 yards and a 1st down.
And they're trying to gain some consistency here on offense. You heard Coach Ruffin at halftime. He said we need to get this thing going on offense. We can't have the roller coaster ride that they've had so far this year, so they're going to throw it and run it. They're going to try to stay balanced.
Hill, and that might be the best way to tackle Hill. Get down there by his legs. Eric Stanley is there along with LaMarcus Hudson.
You know, he is a big guy. You don't want to try taking him on as he gets a full steam of speed at you. Got to wrap up.
You know, a little bit bigger than he may look. 5'10", 200 pounds. He's a freshman, so he's got some time to grow, some room to grow. But having a good night tonight. Pickup of 2, 2nd and 8. Pressure is there, off the back foot, and that is what the Tigers have been missing. So they found a way to dial up some pressure from somewhere. It's buying a little extra time in the secondary.
Right, and the pressure from the outside just keeps coming. The lineman just let him go, and he has no other choice but to throw this ball out of bounds and throw it away. Even pre-snap read, he pointed out the hot route, or excuse me, pointed out the blitzer. And he was right. Looks like they're going to bring pressure again here. You see these two guys thinking about coming in.
And he just checked out.
Middle blocker. Looks like they're creeping up still. They want to come.
They brought 6. Tight fit, out of bounds. That's what the pressure will do for you, where he had the sidelines working against Darren Fife, and that's all he needed. And the Golden Bears will have to punt.
Again, you see the pressure coming from the right side. Field side pressure. Good coverage by number 36. Not letting anything get back behind him or deep.
And it looks like pressure is about to be unleashed on Kearney. They bring 2, picked up very nicely by the Golden Bears protection team. And a fair catch is called by Myers Jr. after a 39-yard punt. Coach Ruffin always has something to say. You know, this team has lost their last 3 games. Their last win was here at home versus Shaw University. on September 6th. That was a big one, 30-6. Since that time, they went on a skid.
You're not kidding about the skid, and they know they had to come in here and play tough football here at home against this Benedict team, and they've been doing exactly that.
So back to the spread formation, no help in the backfield for Stover. A high one, but it's caught, and that's going to be big yardage. That's Maurice Griffin. And Maurice Griffin comes up with probably the first big play of the second half. Check that, that's Okechi Intiasewe. And that's Maurice Griffin.
That's two nice plays right there by the offense to try to get in rhythm. Something that they haven't really been able to do all day. Doing it through the air right now. A little bit better protection. Coach Ruffin made comments that they were going to throw 3-man, 4-man, 5-man pressures at them. Right now, they're just rushing 3.
Stover looking for a man. He's across the line. He's got to go now. Better get out. And he is taken down before he could get out. A little bit of talking going on over there.
So defensive line had a little bit of, rushed 3 guys, but got pressure. Made Stover step up in the pocket, but somebody's got to be responsible for the quarterback. He picks up the first.
Tough throw, but a great catch outside by Kendaris Brown. Brown showing good hands, kind of scooping that ball up from the turf.
We haven't mentioned Kendaris Brown's name very much tonight, but he is their leading receiver. Physical player, maybe trying to get involved in this game right now. See him talking to coach on the sideline.
A timeout called by the Golden Bears. And Miles has been able to bring the pressure. This defense, whether it's been from the front 4, the linebackers, from the secondary, not much time to throw.
Yeah, they pretty much ruined Stover's night early. Not able to really set his feet and get into his throws. You see right there, he's falling back. He's getting a hit almost every play. Another time he's falling back, can't step into the throw. And when you can't step into the throw, you lose power. And then here he is getting wrapped up by 3 or 4 guys. And now in his mind, he's thinking, when am I going to get hit? Where are they coming from? Are my guys going to be blocking for me? Instead of making the right reads, making those good decisions that he's normally made. So a nice job by that Miles defense, really putting pressure on Stover.
Benedict with 3 first downs this drive. They only had 2 in the first half. Going deep, got a chance, and it's caught. No, dropped the ball. Kevin Jackson had it and dropped it. And it's not going to be one of those where he had it long enough to be ruled the catch.
Well, Stover took a shot on that play, and I know he didn't see it because he got up and he thought it was a touchdown. It looked like he was getting carried off the field. You'll see it right here. You see him take that shot. And then
this
almost
ball
came down with that ball. That's Kevin Jackson, and couldn't quite come down with it, but Stover back out on the field, another chance.
That ball's right there.
But again, we talk about it. This pressure is getting to him right now, and getting hit every single play that just wears on the psyche of a quarterback and making it a tough night for him.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And we go back to the celebration of what he thought was a touchdown.
Oh, man. He wasn't the only one.
His center picks him up. That's James Tillman. He thought it was a touchdown, too.
Come on back, guys.
Got to look at that referee. What's going on here? Referee didn't throw up the touchdown signal.
So after the delay of game, 2nd and 15. Pressure coming from the left side. Good throw and set there. Griffin.
And one of the few times tonight that Cameron Stover has been able to sit in the pocket and step into his throw and deliver an accurate pass.
Desmond Holmes on the coverage. Watch out. The ball is complete to Ineseway, but Beckham is all over it.
Yeah, Joe Beckham not getting fooled. When they talk about do your job, he did his job right there. His job was to tackle and not let anybody by him, because after that, there's nobody else left.
4th and 8. Got a crosser. Now can he get to the first down? Going to take a great effort. Won't get there. Kevin Jackson had a chance to just go north and south for a second, but he tried to dance, and that's not going to get it done. Turnover on downs. So the Tigers can't do anything right. Even touchdowns aren't touchdowns.
This is our new turkey cranberry flatbread before we craft it into a
23-6 for an injury update. Let's go down to Rashawn Ali.
Thank you so much, Ron and Eric. Yes, Deontay Strozier went down on a special teams play, had a right ankle injury. Now, the head trainer was doing a couple of tests to determine the extent of the injury. Tape has been taken off of that right ankle, and it looks like he will probably not be returning. They do have ice on it right now. Back to you.
All right, Rashawn, thank you. Yeah, it doesn't look like he will be returning to this one. And that's continued bad news for the Tigers. I think they need all the help in whatever form that they can muster up. It's been pitch and catch for the wide receiving corps for the Golden Bears. And really just one of those nights for Demetric Price. That's the handoff to Hill. Hill has been the star rusher. He'll pick up 1.
Yeah, and this is where you want to use the clock. You want to control the game right now. You're up by a fair amount, 23-6. No reason to go crazy, but you also want to find out what your freshman can do. You know Jamarcus Hill being a young player, try to get him some more carries, get him some more experience, because you know that this can be a long season.
2nd and 9 to give, and it just opens up so many things like that right there for Michael Ross, the 145-pound junior out of College Park, Georgia. North Clayton High School product. Everything they try is wide open.
Certainly is, and you saw the outside linebacker, number 30, Charles Powell, on that play. Got sucked in by the play action, so nice action right there by Demetric Price, and then a quick release to get to receiver the football.
That's a pickup of 10. The Tigers flirting with bringing the safety up. Look at the read option, and there goes Price. Whew, Price got down just in time, but he got the first down. That was Zephyr Clark Jr. coming over to take his head off. But
certainly tried to, that's for sure. But anytime you got the zone read and you're taking the ball as a quarterback, you got to do exactly what he did. You get up the field with speed and tenaciousness, and that's how you pick up yards.
And it just opens up things like that fight now. Fake the zone read, come back throwing, and it's there.
Right, well, that zone read has now got the attention of the defense, so they're starting to come in. They're starting to honor that thing a little bit, and when you honor it, you give yourself up on the outside, and that's exactly what happened. And Price able to step into that throw and deliver a pass right on target.
Did you ever have any experience with running a look offense like this?
I never did. We signaled the plays in. We ran a player in, or I ran over to the sideline, got the play. We did it old school. That's how we did it.
Yeah.
But I can see this being more efficient, obviously for the timing's sake. We're not huddling. We huddled every time.
That's Hill inside. The pace of the game, starting the game for the Golden Bears, was frantic. And the Tigers never caught up to that the entire game.
They just haven't, and it's been one team being really in better shape and coming out here and playing a more physical football game.
That's a pickup of 2. No matter what part of the field they're on, everything seems to be wide open. That's Hill again.
Yeah, Jamarcus Hill, the one thing we've talked about tonight is his ability, once he gets that football, to just dart right through the line. And I'll tell you what, when he sees a crease, he goes.
Yeah, right.
He gets there.
You don't want to call
impressive
him,
speed.
Right. I don't want to call him a strictly downhill runner because he's got some breakout speed in him. I mean, he gives you that feeling he could go the distance every play.
Absolutely. The one thing you'll have to work on as a freshman is we've seen a couple times where he really hasn't taken that first step very fast. There's been maybe 2 or 3 times. But when you get to the part in your game when you're doing that every single time, that's when you turn the corner from being just good to great.
And a timeout called by Miles. Miles threatening to score 23-6 up against the Benedict Tigers.
How to take a picture like a pro.
23-6 Miles College. You know, Eric, we always feel like Rashawn Ali knows football, like really knows it. Well, I just found out there's a reason why she knows that much football. She'll explain why. Rashawn.
Well, Ron and Eric, I spent most of my formative years on the sideline with my dad, head coach Buck Godfrey at Southwest DeKalb High School in Decatur, Georgia, which is about 2 hours away from here. Yeah, I was that little girl telling my daddy when to run the option and when not to run it. Well, there is a connection here. My dad has 2 players on Benedict, actually 1 player on Benedict's team, and Deion Hamilton, and also Miles center Thomas Jackson is also playing for Miles. The offensive line coach Fred Ellis played for my father, and some alums, Steve Bellamy, Rakeem Peak, and Edward Bolden. Back to you.
Boy, that's great stuff. A big hit there on the pressure against Price. And it was clean, no flags. That was Kelvin McCullum coming down and putting a licking on him before he could really step into that throw. Tried to get it outside to Emmett Terry. That's going to bring up 4th and 4. Yeah, great story there by Rashawn.
She knows football. You grow up around it, it's just part of your blood. You just start to understand it a little bit.
So this is 4th and 4. The end around, a key block, but a slip down there. That might have been one of those business decision slip downs by Michael Ross. I think he saw Zephyr Clark Jr. coming up hard and fast. It'll be a turnover on down.
You see the block outside right there, number 97 just getting blocked. Looks like Clark on the block took his legs out. That could have been a really big play, but nice job by the pursuit there of the Benedict Tigers secondary.
And a flag is down.
That'll be a substitution penalty.
Illegal substitution, offense, 12 in the formation, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, we've seen that called several times tonight.
Although this one was on the offensive side. Quarterback needs to step out, count his guys, make sure you've got the right personnel in the game.
That's Frederick Ellis, the offensive line coach for Miles College. Another one of the former students, former players of Buck Godfrey, the legendary high school football coach from the Atlanta area, over 30 years, as Rashawn mentioned, of high school coaching, a legend down there. That's Kendaris Brown. And Brown Hit by Joe Beckham III, a pickup of 14, though.
And that's just a big-time play on both sides of the football right there. Coming down with the catch. Stover standing in the pocket, stepping up, delivering the ball, and then Joe Beckham laying a hit on him.
2nd and 1, the easy conversion. And then this guy's been quiet tonight, and this is the guy that everyone thought would do a lot, Kendaris Brown. The team's leading receiver came into tonight's game with 200 yards and receiving 4 touchdowns, but has been quiet. He's got 9 there.
Well, you just got to keep working. Kendaris Brown's out here working on the outside, making a guy miss. You see his quick feet, his balance, just trying to get up the field and grab some extra yards, and that's what makes him a great receiver. He'll get his touches.
1st and 10. There's a swing route. Boy, daring throw back across his body. But he comes up with it, and that's Kendaris Brown again. The guy's been quiet all half.
He certainly has, and I think now there's the hot hand out there, and here's Cameron Stover looking downfield, and he comes to the outside, looking like he's going to throw the little swing pass. Awesome peripheral vision of knowing that Kendaris Brown is sitting right there across the field.
2nd and 2, in trouble. Tyquan Bazemore, and Bazemore will lose yardage. That's Brayshawn Jones.
Very nice play right there by Brayshawn Jones, making a stop, and Tyquan Bazemore kind of running for his life back there. See if they can keep this pressure up.
3rd and 7, there's the pressure. The screen didn't get the block. Let's see where they mark it. It's going to be short. It's going to be just short of the 1st down. Yep.
That's Rayshawn Carl coming up, making that big stop right there, making it a 4th down and 1.
Maurice Griffin with the catch. He got 6. He needed 7. We got man-to-man coverage on the outside. Checked it down underneath. Smart play. Easy turnover of the chains, that is, a movement of the chains. Okechi Ntiesewe.
Nice understanding of knowing what the defense is giving you by Stover and taking the easy throw and picking up that 1st down. One of the first times tonight that we've seen their offense getting close to passing the 30.
1st and 10 at the 33. Stover out of the box. He'll go for his, showing the speed that we thought we would see earlier in the game, and we didn't.
Yeah, and that's his ability to extend the play and keep things going. A smart decision. The throws weren't there. And he's able to pick up a 1st, or close to a 1st down. I guess he's going to be about 3 yards short, but again, here's an opportunity. You're 2nd and short. Now the playbook starts to open up for that offensive coordinator.
Pickup of 7. The 2nd and 2 throw, just a little high. Coverage was there, looking for Brown.
Well, I think what they've realized is this defense is giving the flats away right now. And they're trying to attack those flats. I wouldn't be surprised now that they've done that a few times, that they might take a shot down the field, outside.
Into the 3rd quarter, 4th coming up. Miles up, 23-6. You're watching NCAA Division II football, game of the week.
The raise of an eyebrow.
Fourth and final quarter is upon us here in Fairfield, Alabama, 23-6. The Golden Bears of Miles College, they started off hot, they got hotter, and they're trying to bring this one on home. The first win since opening week of the season. They're looking for it as they limp into this game 1-3. Meanwhile, the pressure has been put all over the Benedict Tigers. Jamarcus Hill, your leading rusher of the game.
No backs. Kendaris up here, right here. He's the man that they're trying to feed.
This is a 3rd and 2. Pressure, man-to-man throw. And it's overthrown. Intended for Deion Hamilton. That wasn't close.
Well, that's one of those plays right there. We thought that was coming. But you see Kendaris Brown working right there on Joe Beckham. He's wondering where the football is. You've been feeding me this whole drive, and here I am. I get you a touchdown. Wanted to take that one-on-one. I think Stover just saw an opportunity one-on-one. His guy wasn't beat. Looks like they're going to think about this one.
Timeout. Benedict. First charge timeout of the half.
So Stover 17 of 26 for 147. And a sack. Price 14 to 28, 201, and 1 touchdown. Well, coming up, NCAA Division II football game of the week will be from Minnesota. That's right, Winona State taking on Minnesota State. That's Thursday, October 9th at 8 Eastern. And we'll be there. Way up in Minnesota.
A little bit cooler than it is today.
Think it'll snow?
I doubt it. I doubt it. Don't be talking snow right now.
I don't know. Rashawn was talking about snow. I heard her mention that the other day. Kendaris Brown finally getting into the act a little bit. The team's leading receiver, but he's got 6 catches, 59 yards. They didn't get him involved until basically the end of the 3rd quarter.
And they got him in the slot position right now, number 3.
This is a 4th and 2. Ball's up. He's got a man. There he is. Brown, touchdown. You called it, Eric. Kendaris Brown, his 5th touchdown of the season. That's good for 26 yards.
And he was just getting warmed up. You saw in this drive, and before that, he had about 6 touches. The play before that, he wanted it, saying, "Give me the ball." I think what's happened here is he's realized that he's been working these guys getting open. See the little head move right there? That's what shook him loose right on this play. You see Stover stands in there like a champ and delivers a nice football. Taking that shot right there by number 42.
That's Justin Martin. And Jabril Cox, the man chasing, as the ball limps through for the extra point. Not sure if that was his man, but he was the last man chasing. Why did it take so long to get this guy going?
Well, I don't know. I think that, you got a guy that's 6'1", 220 pounds. You see his frame. It's like, after a while, he just starts to wear on you. And I think this second half, he's worn on these guys. Using a nice head fake to get open on that play. You saw previously that he was just using his body to shield and get open, and Stover doing a nice job of finding him. Standing in the pocket, taking hits after hit tonight. He's going to be one sore quarterback in the morning.
He's going to get in that ice tub, huh? That man there, you talked about his size, 6'1", 221, senior out of Augusta, Butler High School product.
I'm liking that flow right there. He's got some hockey flow. Stover with the hair. Tell you what.
Look at, you see the guns on Kendaris Brown? I mean, you talk about guys that are pro material.
He's it. That's what they're looking for. Big, strong receivers.
Right.
Go up and get the ball no matter what.
As they say, look at the biceps. He's been on that curl machine a couple times.
No, he looks like a linebacker right there, doesn't he?
Stover in the first half, 6 of 12 for 48 yards. In the second half, 12 of 15 for 125 yards.
I think the little pep talk by Coach James Woody did a little something at halftime.
And more importantly for his team, the game not over now. That puts them right back in this game, 23-13. If they can stop Fife trying to get around the corner, turns the corner, and gets out past the 40-yard line. That's a good return. 27 yards.
Anytime your offense gets the ball around midfield, you're happy about that. And you see Fife just pick this ball up and right away just start nice blocking up front, find the opening, get himself to the outside. Great field position.
And Mims, the kicker, had to push him out of bounds. So first offensive possession of the fourth quarter for the Golden Bears. They'll set up at the 42-yard line. And shut down in the backfield. That was Emmett Terry. Those losses, as you look at Pegues, have been far and few between for the Tigers defense.
Well, they're given a new life. I mean, it's a 10-point game. It's 2 possessions. You got the whole fourth quarter to play, and now there's life. And this is where Miles has struggled to finish a game, complete game that they talked about. This is the opportunity for them. Drive down the field and score, or you're in the same position you have been.
He's got the safety beat. A good inside move intended for Ernest Bell Jr. Looked like they were trying to play a little over-under cover 2 look, and he got inside.
He did. He beat his guy just inside. Now he's got to get back on top of it. He's running down the field, and I think what happened there is Price just put the ball too far inside. He's got to put that ball, better placement to the outside so that that safety can't come over and make that play.
Good point. That was Jonathan Haygood, the safety, that was paddling water, as we say, trying to get over there. This is a 3rd and 13, a big opportunity now for Benedict to get off the field. Not much pressure, an easy pitch and catch. They missed the tackle, that's Bell Jr., but I think he's going to be about a full 1.5 yards shy the first. No, they did not give him the spot that he was hoping for. That's 12 yards, nice play, but
well, I can tell you right now, if they go for it, who's getting the ball? I think they just go for it, and they give Jonathan, excuse me, not Jonathan, but Jamarcus Hill, who's lined up in the backfield right now, that downhill, straight ahead, power speed, and they're not going to do it. Looks like they're going to punt the football.
They're going to punt the ball. You like that call?
I disagree with it. I think this is the time right here to make the difference in the game. They've been getting those yards with him downhill.
George Myers Jr. back deep. Brandon Carney will send it away at about the 40-yard line. No fair catch called, and a great hustle down on the tackle. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for. Justin Williams, the redshirt senior out of Atlanta, Atala, comes up with it.
Wow, we're really selling a lot of pet jerseys.
Yeah, and with FedEx One rate, we can fill up a pack and ship it for a flat rate.
23-13, somehow the Benedict Tigers have fought their way back into this game. Right now, let's go down to Rashawn Ali.
Hey guys, I'm standing with a very special man, Mr. James N. Merriweather, the director of this wonderful band, the Purple Marching Machine. What is the magic behind this pristine sound?
It's hard work. That's what the band, very hard work. We work hard, and that's why we call it Machine.
I love it. I love it. So what do we need to do to get you guys into the Honda Battle of the Bands?
We need everybody around the world to vote for us. Okay. And we need everybody to support us. If you go on the website, you'll check us out.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I love the sound of the band, and it is fantastic, and it's great for this institution. We thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Back to you, Ron and Eric.
All right. Yeah, the energy that this band plays with is really something special. We've had a couple shots of it tonight. And you can check out the website. And this guy here, his energy is picked up. I don't know how he's hit the turf so many times, but his team still has a chance, and that run is going to give them a big chance. That's Datron Jamal Wallace, the redshirt freshman out of Pompano Beach, with a big run on first down. That's 15 yards.
We're also seeing some rain starting to come down, so it'll be interesting to see if they're able to complete passes on this drive when it's very needed.
That rain had been threatening all through the latter part of the day, and it is here. The throw, the hit, and that's going to be trouble there for Maurice Griffin. He is slow to get up. Maurice, as you look at the rain, starting to pick up. Caught it for a 3-yard gain, but was hit immediately.
And here's the hit again. Hard to see. You're running into a zone coverage.
Michael Mitchell.
Michael Mitchell coming up.
That's a perfect tackle there. Head across.
Textbook. Textbook. Not textbook.
Mitchell slow to get up too.
Maurice Griffin, because he knows on those zone plays you need to slow it down a little bit, but it looks like he's going to just pop up like Jack in the Box and run off the field.
That's good to see. The junior out of Charleston, South Carolina. West Ashley High School. This guy's playing better. I'm not sure how this, he's still on 2 feet, but he is, and that speaks to his.
No, he's tough. I mean,
he's a tough guy.
A quarterback that's been hit all night, pressure in his face, still standing strong in the 4th quarter with an opportunity to take your team down the field and believe that you can win this football game.
Trip formation up top. He's got a crosser. Doesn't see it. In trouble. Gets rid of it. There's a man in the area, plus he's out of the pocket, so he'll avoid the intentional grounding.
And that's Brayshawn Jones again, number 54, putting the pressure on him. You'll see it from the outside here. Brayshawn Jones just continuing to find the quarterback like he has all night. Boy, Stover just barely got rid of it and took a nice drive into the shoulder as Jones took him to the turf.
Big 3rd down now for Benedict. You see the 3rd down conversions this half. Boy, Miles has really fallen off in that area.
No backs in the backfield.
Oh, and there's movement. Looked like the left guard.
Both are 89 off and
no
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
They called Deion Hamilton.
You'll see number 73 in this shot, but also on the outside was Deion Hamilton, the receiver, who jumped on the count too. As a receiver, you got to be looking at the ball. You can't listen to the quarterback.
Are those not the little things that get you beat? Now you're in a very unmanageable 3rd and long. Seam route. He fits it in. Great pass. Brown, and Brown gets up hobbling. Gets off the field.
Nice throw by Stover, right over.
Boy, the throw is perfect.
Holloman's head. Roderick Holloman, we've called his name a lot tonight, but a nice throw by Stover, fitting it in the hole. We hope that Kendaris Brown is okay.
Yeah, we'll try to get a report on him. He is a key cog in this offense right now. There's just a quick crosser coming across the middle with Intia Sewe. Maybe a cramp. He's got that cramp look. And the way the trainer's pushing on the foot. A warm night here. As we said, the rain's starting to fall pretty heavy now.
And you see a sense of life right now in the offense of the Benedict Tigers, and another opportunity here, possibly put some points on the board.
Plenty of time, 2nd and 6. Throws that one up, and it's going to be caught. Kevin Jackson somehow got behind the linebackers just in front of the safeties, and he moves the chains.
And I'll tell you what, on that play, that was extremely nice protection, but more impressive was Stover anticipating Kevin Jackson to come open. Nice throw, nice catch, nice protection, all around good play.
Boy, that's a
30-second timeout.
That's a basketball timeout by Miles. They're trying to stop the bleeding, and you can see Coach Reggie is hot.
Look to the sky.
Talk about guys on fire. Well, that quarterback, he's 4 for 4 on this drive, but he found a new man to throw to, and his name is Kendaris Brown.
And Kendaris Brown has come alive this whole entire second half and wasn't there in the first half, but here making guys miss, making extra plays, working hard, getting open. Then you see here, Stover doing a nice job of keeping his vision on Kendaris Brown, then Kendaris Brown just beating a guy one-on-one. A little shimmy and a head move to gain that separation, and he is on fire this second half.
That's Datron Jamal Wallace with the carry inside as the rain begins to fall. And Eric, I'd like to take this opportunity to wish a very happy birthday to someone very close to us, our producer, Sue Marriott. It is her birthday today, and she's done a great job down there in the truck with the rest of the men and women. We just want to say thank you. And that Miles defense is saying no thank you to this offense, because all of a sudden with the weather, this guy has turned his game up. Kendaris Brown has shown up, and it's a new game.
Well, there's definitely new life, and you can see here on this drive, the pressure just hasn't been there. Great protection, protecting the quarterback now, staying on blocks, and allowing plays to actually work.
1st and 10. All of a sudden, the pass rush has stopped. That one's going to be tough. Nearly intercepted. Not an advised throw. For an injury update, let's go down to Rashawn Ali.
All right, thank you so much, Ron and Eric. Yeah, I'm looking at Kendaris Brown right now, and they are rubbing his left calf muscle off with some type of device, just kind of giving it some pressure and trying to ease what looks like was a painful injury, but he is up and walking, and yeah, we'll see him again.
Well, that's good news for Tiger fans, because there he is. He has been the difference.
Yes, he certainly has. And, man, send that trainer up here. Looks like they worked it out. Get these cows worked out in the booth.
Boy, look at the yards. First half, second half, huh? Isn't that the beautiful thing about football? The statue doesn't quite develop. That's Datron Jamal Wallace there.
And again, now that that rain has been coming down for about 15 minutes, you got to think that the longer it rains, the better chance they have, or the worse chance they have of catching the football and trying to execute in the passing game. So try to take advantage of it now if you can.
Well, has Miles called off the Bulldogs? Well, there they are. Throw, catch, is he in? Nope, incomplete, out of bounds.
That was nice pressure from the outside, and that's really what got Stover running as fast as he could to the outside to make that throw, and just not enough field to make the catch.
Deion Hamilton didn't quite get the toes down. Now you're with a 4th and 10, and James Woody figures he's going to need the 3 at some point anyway, but do you like the timing of this?
Well, I do. I think the only concern here is if the kicker feels comfortable. You've got a freshman holder, you've got a freshman kicker, and he's actually your punter, not your field goal.
And there you go. Another botch on the field goal. The last one wasn't a botched field goal, it was a botched extra point. Jaworski Randall helped shut the play down. Mark McGill, that's a freshman out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's been involved in 2 botches tonight. Boy.
Well, again, I think the rain and handling a football on a kick is extremely difficult, and I think goes for the same goes for Miles' offense right now. Number 1 goal, protect the football. You got 8 minutes, 39 seconds left in this 4th quarter. Don't want to give one up.
That's Hill, downhill. That's a pickup of 8, big 8 yards, 9 officially on 1st down.
And if you see the play clock right now, you've got about 20 seconds left, and I think they look over to the side and they're saying, okay, hey, let's try to get the most off the clock that we can before we snap it.
Well, right, and that's why
that's exactly what they're doing right here. Right. They know what they're going to run. No one's moved.
Back to Hill. Maybe one. You know, go and look back to that field goal where you've got the freshman holder. And we've seen one bad snap. I'm not sure if that snap was bad. But those are two areas where you lose the game.
Snap.
I think the snap was,
it was the whole.
clean.
You've got a freshman snapper, a freshman kicker. I mean, the whole thing is inexperienced.
So one important dynamic here is Miles is out of timeouts. They have burned all of their timeouts thus far. You know, fortunately for them, as they measure here, they're up.
Right.
And that last field goal attempt was botched, but you know, those are the things that definitely come back to hurt you.
But you got to think that the timeout that they took when they took it helped them. Because they got a line, they got everybody settled down. Hey, again, do your job, be in the right place. Don't try to make the play. Run the defense that we call. And they did execute that down the field. And they executed by stopping them without getting any points, which is a huge, huge play because now it's, again, a two-possession game.
That's right. And this is a big third down once again for the Tigers, a third and inches.
Well, I think you said it best on that last comment. You got Hill, it's downhill right here.
Downhill.
That's what's going to happen.
Hill lines up at fullback. They don't give to Hill. They switch it up to Clark. I don't think Clark got it. It's going to come down to the spot, but I don't think he got it. Nope. They gave it to him.
Just nice work right there. Number 39, he comes up and makes a tremendous play by keeping it inside like we've talked about today. That's his run fit. Protect it. Don't let it get outside. And that's where your help's out. Your help is inside. That's where the defensive linemen are at, the rest of your linebackers, and what a smart play that was.
And a big play to move the chains with 6:44 and counting.
That was Jonathan Haygood, and that's heads-up play.
Oh, and there goes Hill. Hill around the corner. Hill inside the Tigers' 30-yard line. For all intents and purposes, that could be a clincher. 40 yards. That will put him over the 100-yard rushing mark.
Nice job of carrying out the fake by the quarterback, and then Hill just being an athlete, being a runner, taking that ball and getting yards. And tell you what, his linemen are out there working extra hard, getting effort, not just blocking one guy and giving up, but actually getting to another guy that could make a play.
Boy, and they line him up at fullback. They give him the ball in any position. Hill, 22 carries for 127 yards. And finally limps out of there, along with one touchdown.
Coaches are happy with that man right there. 23 rushes. That last run, like you said, almost sealing the deal. Again, here they are draining that play clock. It's at 16 and counting, and they're going to try to take every bit that they can.
Huge discrepancy in rush yards for both teams. Emmett Terry. So a big game for both teams, not just because the game on national television, but for the Bears, they're 1-3. Last win
this one was kept. It was kept by Demetric Price getting up the field. And this team in a pretty good position here. I know that Coach Ruffin would love to put another touchdown on the board.
Well, he said that going in at half.
Points this half.
Run the score.
Try to get some points, get some confidence in this offense.
They'll give to Clark. Work on the clock some more. A win here would put them at 2-3. They still haven't gotten over last week's loss. Second loss again to the eventual conference champion Albany State. And you could tell they were having trouble moving on from that one. That wasn't one of those, well, 24, what do you say, 48-hour rules, whatever it is. You can celebrate the win for 24 hours and mull over the loss for 24, but that's it.
Well, I think that, yeah, the interesting thing in talking to them yesterday was that they were all pretty confident that there is still a great chance for them to win the conference.
Right, right.
And you would think, how could you do it at 1-3? But there's a chance.
Now the Tigers are saying they've got to stop, and I believe they do. Based on that spot, they do.
I'm surprised there.
Evan Pegues, we've called his name so many times tonight. Well over 10 tackles for him. 23-13. Tigers not dead yet.
The raise of an eyebrow, a nod of agreement. Now you can actually see these nuances clearly, thanks to
3:50 left to play, 23-13. Miles College trying to close this one out. Looked like they were going to close it out here on this last series, but they came up inches short on a 4th and 1.
Yeah,
turnover on downs.
Got it. The Benedict defense coming up huge, giving their offense a possession back here. And this is a big play offense. This is a play, you know, if you can get Kendaris Brown back in the mix here and back in rhythm on this drive, he'd be a pretty tough guy to stop, that's for sure.
And Cameron Stover, he's been the difference. He has taken hit after hit. Second half, 17 of 24, 182 and a touchdown. First half, 6 of 12, 48 yards. Knocked away. Nicely done there by Travis Lee, who leads the team with 2 interceptions, working on Maurice Griffin. Griffin has been active this second half.
And that's just nice speed and break and following the receiver and staying low and then knowing where the ball is.
Kendaris Brown has made the difference for the Tigers. Pressure. Stover somehow gets away. And he hits Tyquan Bazemore. And Bazemore makes something that was absolutely nothing before.
Yeah, that was, again, great pressure by the Miles defensive front. Stover stepping up in that pocket. Kind of losing vision again when he steps up. He kind of turns all the way around. And how does he know where his guys are at? But again, just that timing and knowing where your check down is. And his check down was Tyquan Bazemore. Nice little play there to pick up a couple yards.
Yeah, he picked up 1, and it should have been a loss of about 4.
Right.
Third down 9. Pressure. Gets rid of it, and it's caught. Those are the big plays, and there's a big play man, Kendaris Brown. And Brown works out close to the 35-yard line. Most importantly, it's a first down. Pick up a 14.
And here's Kendaris Brown coming across, just
wow,
kind of paying attention to that zone coverage, and that ball was on him quick. Got pressure again, and Stover doing a nice job of just staying with the play, extending it, keeping it going, and here you go. You know, you're left with a fresh set of downs, and you're moving the football.
Caught it right in front of a defender. Intiasewe will have about 3. You know, you could see Kendaris Brown limping still. He's still not 100%.
Well, they know they need him in the game, and he's a gamer. He's going to be in there trying to get his catches and try to help this team win. It's not totally out of the question. They can go down and score a quick one and get an onside kick. They got a chance.
That one was good for 5. Boy, look at this. Stover now starting to do some Brett Favre type things. Just throwing off the back foot, the front foot, the side foot.
Showing some athleticism right there, and all the stuff's been on the run, under pressure, under fire.
And Ntiasewe, along with Griffin, they are catching everything, and Kendaris Brown. There's another catch on the receiver screen, but handled nicely by the defense, Deion Hamilton. Time not on the Tiger side.
That Miles Golden Bears defense is playing up tight in their coverage, and got to be careful that they don't catch a deep ball over the top.
They lost one on that play. That one there a little early, no flag. Michael Mitchell is all over it. And we have to go back to the botched field goal. Really, there's been 2 botched special teams plays on the night for the Tigers that have meant the difference.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to play all 3 phases of the game. And when we talked to Coach Woody earlier in the week, one of his things was putting the complete game together, all 3 phases of the game. And again tonight, just weren't able to do it.
Another near miss. He's been able to hit those throws over the top. Looking for Ntiasewe. And Coach Ruffin is hot. You can see the miscues there. Tigers trying to avoid losing for the 2nd week in a row, lost on a field goal with 2 seconds left last week. The Golden Bears trying to get their first win since week 1.
And we forgot to mention here the Benedict Tigers' opportunity to catch the football a little bit better because the rain has subsided.
4th and 10. Missed sack. Knocked away, almost intercepted by Travis Lee, but that'll be a turnover on downs, and that should do it for the Tigers.
Nice coverage by Miles, just not letting anybody run wild, run open. Nice pressure again, and I think that's the story right here. I mean, he wants to sit in the pocket, deliver a football, and step into this throw, but he can't.
Yeah.
He's got to get out of the pocket, get outside. It just messes up the timing, the rhythm, and where you put the football. Coach Ruffin's got to be very pleased with the way his defense has played today.
So the Tigers still with 2 timeouts. They can stop it if they want to. Hill over the 100-yard mark. Been a spectacular night for him. He's really been the difference.
Timeout. Benedict, 2nd charge timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
So let's take a look at the Miles Golden Bears' upcoming schedule. They'll be at home against Central State. Then 2 games on the road, Kentucky State, Lane College, and then back for 2. I thought it was interesting what Coach Ruffin said the other day about the 13-hour bus ride that his team took to Hampton University.
Well, it's just one of those things that's so hard as a player. I never wanted to take the 4-hour bus ride. That was hard. You got a bus ride that's 13 hours. I mean, can you imagine doing that and then playing a football game? It just, you'd be out of it. You'd be exhausted. And these players, they work extremely hard and deserve it. It's a nice win for them here today. Something that they needed to do.
A look there at Benedict's schedule. You know, people talk about what Division II football is and what it means to them and what they think it is, but they have no idea about that part.
Right.
You know, those commitments. They know, okay, these kids are trying to get that extra look for whatever reason, maybe fell through the cracks, whatever, but you know, the intensity of football that's played is pretty special. And then when you look at that, and you've seen some talent as well, and then when you look at the commitment, yeah. I mean, guys like this right here, you know, come into the game, freshmen, you're not really sure what he is. He's not the leading rusher, but Jamarcus Hill just has one of those days out of nowhere, and he's done it on national TV. And Price, my gosh, Price has thrown the ball and fitted in windows that are as good as any quarterback at any level I've seen.
And they're supposed to be the running team, and here they are, right, going crazy in the air. And a nice day as well, a nice balanced attack by Miles' offense today. They should be proud of what they've accomplished and learn from it and get better.
So a final timeout called by the Tigers. The defensive specialist talking about
timeout. Benedict, this is the third and final timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 12 seconds.
Reginald Ruffin, known as the defensive specialist, and his defense did show up today, especially early.
Yeah, they certainly did. I think early they showed up, and they showed up the entire game and played a very physical game up front, owned the line of scrimmage, got in the face of Stover pretty much all day, or when it counted here late in the game, to make him throw some throws that kept him from scoring points late in this game. And you see 23-13 is going to end up being the final, and a much needed win for a 1-3 Miles college program.
So on a 4th and 11, they'll give it back to the Tigers one final time. Fair catch called by George Myers Jr. after a 37-yard punt.
Just 6 seconds or 6/10.
So 6 seconds left. Take away the most positive thing you saw for each team tonight and how they can build on it.
Well, I think the second half, Benedict had a great showing in offense. Stover came out, threw the football well. He got the ball to Kendaris Brown and had some big plays and some opportunities, but it still wasn't enough. I think the key here on Miles, both sides of the ball, a tremendous day, rushing the football, throwing the football, limiting the mental errors, and playing strong, solid defense. I mean, this is an offense that scores points. They throw the ball around. They're used to it. They put up one touchdown today, and I think that is a testament to how well Miles' defense played up front and in the secondary.
And Cameron Stover, just the tale of two halves. If they can find a way to put both halves together, they might have something. That ball thrown up, not down, and that should do it. So after a 3-game skid, the Golden Bears get their first win here at home since week 1, 23-13 over the Benedict Tigers, and the two former, I guess, coaching mates will walk across the field and make that handshake. And right now, Rashawn Ali is standing by with the winning coach, Reginald Ruffin.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Let's talk about the win tonight. Hard fought, but what did you come away from with this game?
Well, just get back on the winning track. Being 1-3 the last couple of weeks, it was tough. I thought we would never get that win, but, we'll take the W, but we're terrible right now. We're a terrible football team, so I got to get these guys, playing better. So I'm happy for the win. It's they call it a ugly win, so we happy for it. So we got to go back to the drawing board and go back to work Monday morning.
Why would you say terrible when you came out with a win?
Well, it's just we just underachieving right now. The turnovers and the stalled drives and just nonchalant about a lot of stuff. But that's my fault. I'm the head coach. I'll get that corrected. So we got a lot to work on. So we'll go back Monday and get ready to work.
Well, hopefully you can enjoy a little bit of this win. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much.
All right, Rashawn, thank you very much. And that's the final here in Fairfield, Alabama. The Golden Bears 23, the Tigers 13. We're watching Division II football